What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Spark, and welcome to episode 6 on my myteam career mode series. And today we are tackling Spain, and this one is looking quite tricky after we've had the most recent patch, which everybody's saying has been throwing these cars absolutely off the roof. But if you're new to the series, then obviously hit that like button and subscribe. We'd love to have you guys aboard the channel, and do join my Discord if you want to get involved in framing this series. If you didn't see the last episode, I'll leave a card up to the top. So as for now, let's get on to Spain. With this particular episode, we are going to pray that our upgrades from the previous episodes are going to work. And one of them has failed already. And two of them have failed. Fantastic. Going on to a track where you need a good chassis, and both major chassis upgrades have failed. This is going to be a brilliant start. So, before we get on to the Pirelli Hot Lap, we've got to fix the engine cover upgrade that we're going to miss for Monaco. And that's not good. That's really, really not good. So many upgrades around and so little time to actually do them. But anyway, let's get on to the Pirelli Hot Lap. We ended up doing the gate challenge in the Aston Martin F1 edition. And this one generally wasn't too bad. I think as long as you kept it in third gear and just kind of prepared for the next gate before you got the one in front of you, you did alright. And I just managed to get gold on this one, which was a really, really good one for us. A little bit more driver acclaim and cash as well, so that should hopefully get us closer to getting a third sponsor. But I'm not feeling confident about this one. And once again, because obviously we know how OP the AI are on this game, particularly, I know on some tracks they're more OP than others, but as we got onto the qualifying thing for practice, again, it was just very little that we could do in terms of actually hitting it. We had to run quick practice yet again so we can hit it. And honestly, I'm considering with this patch whether to lower the difficulty for this series, because it's just getting to the point where when I was practicing for this race, it was just getting unplayable. And the AI, like, I don't know what kind of drugs or whatever that they're on, but they want to be aggressive, which is good, but their spatial awareness is like Maldonado levels of bad, or Nikita Mazepin level of bad. But anywho, we're getting closer to Team Acclaim 10, which will get us our third sponsor, and that will bring a lot more income into our team. And we're on number 10 now, so that's really, really good. Let's finish this race hopefully with that intact. So let's fix the other tyre upgrade, the chassis upgrade rather, that should have worked. And let's see what else we can upgrade on our car. I feel like we should do aerodynamics because we haven't really invested at all. There you can see there, we're 9th best in aerodynamics, and coming up with Monaco and all the other tracks, I think we need to be investing a lot more in that. I know you guys wanted pure chassis development, but we're coming up to the point where we've really, really got to balance it out. But anyway, we're going into qualifying now, and I genuinely don't know what to expect. The handling for this new patch has just completely thrown us off. Not really sure what to expect, but I know my setup felt mostly okay. Put into context, with a similar setup in time trial, I was able to do a similar time. And
something good to read today. There's an issue with the fuel system. We don't think it's anything terminal, but it is going to take some time to investigate and repair, I'm afraid.
Lovely start! So we've lost 4 minutes because we've had a fault with the car. So now we're going to go on board to what was my first time lap of the session. I just kind of take you through the lap just to see how the car felt. Thankfully with 5th you can get a car there. Probably take a bit too much inside curb, but particularly around this sweeping right-hander, you cannot go full throttle. I've tried it several times during practice and it ended up spinning the car because this car just does not have enough grip, which makes the AI just seem absolutely ridiculous, particularly as I think Piastri was able to do the same in his car. But generally, this is about as much as I could get away with in terms of putting the car on the edge. Because, as we know, the myteam car was already bad to drive before the patch. And honestly, I think it's made this car even worse. It's a completely different tempo to what you normally drive. As you come down into the reprofiled left-hander, which, I'll be honest, this is where the few places on the track where I was able to find some time. But again, acceleration off the corners is what we're really struggling with. The AI, on the hand, have no such problems because they're programmed to be OP like hell. And as for us, we come across the line and we're only good enough for a 1:19.2, which puts us just ahead of Fernando Alonso and only P18. So with things the way they stand, it doesn't look like we're going to get through into Q2 at all, unless we find an absolute blinder in the next sort of lap or so. But as soon as we come out of the pits, the AI just... Why is Lance Stroll right ahead of us? Why? I genuinely don't understand this game sometimes. And as we came onto our lap, looking behind, we actually have Fernando Alonso for company, but we're up on our time at least as we come round into the next sweeping right-hander where we can't go full throttle. But as we come into the next sort of, Alonso's going for an overtake on us, and he hits us! What are you doing, Fernando? It's a home race. You got to put on a clean show for your fans. Come on! And that has completely ruined our run because the AI was just stupid. I was down at P17. Yeah, notice we actually qualified we actually got P16 beforehand, but we only went down one lap, which was more than enough because I would have improved. The gap between P16 and P17 was just ridiculous. But Fernando Alonso, is this part of our plan? What was that? Is our plan just to beef up the AI to a point where I can't do anything anymore? I seriously don't know what to expect of this game now. I think this patch has undoubtedly made this game worse and just definitely just so uncomfortable to drive to a point where making the series now is quite difficult. I might have to tone down the AI. I think I probably will have to. But, oh, Jesus Christ. As if this game couldn't get any more frustrating. But anyway, I'll shut up ranting about the AI now. We're going to go onto the grid and let's see what the day holds us for the Spanish Grand Prix.
Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix. It's a race which saw Max Verstappen take victory on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016, after that dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Will we see more moments for the scrapbook here today? The Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya then, a high-speed 2.89-mile circuit which demands an efficient downforce package and bravery on the part of the driver, especially through the blind right of turn 9, which we might just see taken flat out this weekend. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Hamilton, Lando Norris and Bottas, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher and Esteban Ocon, Vettel, Stroll, Alex Albon and Russell, Gasly, Tsunoda, the owner driver and Fernando Alonso, Perez, Joe, Latifi and Oscar Piastri. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
On the bright side, we did manage to out-qualify Piastri, but looking on the racing's director, everyone's starting on mediums, apart from the Red Bull of Sergio Perez behind. And, oh god, this car is so hard to get away. You have to be even more sensitive on the throttle. And the way I don't understand the way this game works is that you want to warm up your tyres, because they would be cold. However, as soon as you start the race, they're like 90 odd degrees. So you have to actually stop them from cooling down instead of having to actually warm them up, unlike in real life. But anywho, I think getting points will definitely be a struggle this race. I haven't quite got the balance or the setup that I want. The tyres still looking good, but I have to back off so much just so I can keep the heat in the tyres. But the game doesn't like that. It wants me to stay right up, hang on a minute, where's Tsunoda? Actually no, I think we actually managed to somehow overtake Tsunoda on the formation lap, but he opted to stay behind us, weirdly. So literally I have no idea why it is where it is, but our engine's going to be sort of staying there cooked for a little bit longer. But honestly, the AI or the game is a bit like a Ferrari strategist. It can't make its blooming mind up. But anywho, we're going to go onto the grid. We'll take you through sort of a whole, almost a full formation lap. As for once, we're actually starting on the left-hand side. Hopefully that will bring us an over. And we messed up our lining up on the starting position. We're all the way further back, so we're going to cost us a few meters on the run down into turn 1. But we're 33 laps in Spain. What's this race going to bring for us? As the lights go out, we are underway, and away we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's not been too bad of a start from us, actually, but Tsunoda is pulling so far ahead. Look how much the AI are getting in terms of straight line speed. This is ridiculous. We are running quite a bit of downforce, but still, they're rocketing away from us. But anyway, we're up into 4th. We're up into 14th now as we give the AlphaTauri a little bit of damage. That's 13th now, so it's a brilliant start there for us. Gasly goes round to the inside, and it comes round into turn 4, and there's nothing we can really do to fight it. But we're going to try around the outside, but the AlphaTauri's got us covered, and we get damage with Alonso. And to be fair, I don't care if I gave him damage. He deserved it. He deserved it for ruining my lap. I genuinely don't care. And now Tsunoda's coming around back of the outside of us. This is a start that started out really, really good, but it's becoming quite disastrous because we just don't have any pace. And the end of lap 1, through the left-hander, we have to lift off so much going through that sweeping right-hander to a point where Tsunoda is all over the back of us. And into the... Okay, gearbox wear, that is not good, but I'm more concerned about fending off Yuki Tsunoda. We're up to 15th, so we're already up in our starting position, so that's not too bad, I guess. So, down into the end of the first lap. Alonso comes into the pits, which is going to give us P14, and... yeah, there's not much else I can do with that, mate. I'm trying to fend off my position against Tsunoda, and oh, what? Look at that! Barely any... no DRS, and he just drives straight through us! What is this? Tsunoda overtakes us like we're stationary. You guys saw, I was using so much energy there to try and stay in front to a point where it didn't even matter. Tsunoda just completely drove through us as we now got to fend off the sister team Red Bull driver of Sergio Perez. And as you'll see, guys, nice little livery change. I don't think... I decided to run this new one in terms of the new one. But anyway, we're back onto the racing now. Perez on the softer tyres is right on the back of us, but we got to chop him off. No, we're going to leave him some space around the left-hand side. I'm expecting Checo to drive through us now. I think the patch has made the Red Bull engine a little bit more powerful. As into turn 10 or so we go. In third gear, we just chop off Perez's exit, but we go a little bit wide on the exit of turn 12. And here we go into the Mickey Mouse sector of the course. And this is a sector I really, really hate. I genuinely don't like this part of the track because you screw it up, you lose about a second, and you barely get any traction as it is. And here we go for Sergio Perez, round to the inside. And what are we going to do in terms of fighting him? He's only just alongside us, so he's not quite getting that far away. We give him the corner so we can switch back onto the left-hander, but we get the inside line for this corner. And we look at Perez on softer tyres. He just drives completely round the outside of us. This is painful so far for us. Spain certainly without the S, as Sergio Perez, yeah, he's in a faster car, just drives completely round the outside of us, as now we've got the Williams of Alex Albon to hold off now. I'll tell you, if we get overtaken by Albon in the Williams, then that's not painting a pretty picture for us at all with the way our race is looking to go. Points, I think, are definitely out of the question, and Piastri is struggling all around at the back as well. He's fighting, I think, with Zhou Guanyu, whereas I'm defending from the Williams of Alex Albon. And let's see what this race can be. We got DRS activated, and sadly, I don't think we got it from Sergio Perez just past that straight, but Albon's certainly going to have it on us, and Zhou Guanyu's going to have it on Albon. Yeah, but I'm not looking forward to this next straight, as once again we're struggling to get the power on because it's still at a point. I know we're running quite low on lock diffs, but at the same time Albon with DRS has got all the traction that he needs to absolutely sail past us, and we are dropping like an absolute freaking stone in this race. That's Albon past us, and now we've got Guan Yu, Piastri and Latifi behind us. I can see us probably dropping last in this race. This definitely wasn't the race that you expected, but honestly, I don't know what to think, particularly with this AI anymore. I think the way this is... I don't know whether the AI has actually changed somewhat during this patch, but the way they're getting traction and top speed is to a point. It's completely broken. Now I don't know in terms of skill. I think I'm just about at 100 AI, and I'm running AI. But in terms of actual skill level, I think I'm there or thereabouts. But hopefully, we at least can stay with Albon to get the DRS we need to defend ourselves from Piastri. But let's see how we take this Mickey Mouse sector as we come down into those corners now. Take probably a little bit of curb and a little bit of understeer, but we've got the DRS at least to protect from Piastri. Let's see what happens here as we activate ERS and DRS. Piastri, on the other hand, is right alongside us. Once again, he's right alongside. He takes the inside of the corner. We're going to chop him off to defend, but I think Piastri is definitely going to be the faster car. So, depending on how things go around this course, I think we're going to let him through. Yeah, we're not going to fight Piastri on this one. He is faster, and we're going to stay around to the outside, let Piastri through, and see what he can do to challenge Albon. Because our car is about 6th or so fastest, but it feels like anything but. It's now Zhou Guan Yu. Tried a little bit of move up the inside, and now he's side by side alongside us. This is disastrous for us. Our chief rival is looks set to overtake us on the track as we come down into the right-hander, as undoubtedly we're going to have to back off. But that Ferrari is still quite powerful even after the patch. We come down now to the left-hander, and we're down in 18th place. Russell and Alonso have had damage, but they're faster cars, so they'll probably overtake us anyway. But with the way things standing in this race, we're the slowest car, we're the slowest driver, and it's just painful. And we get onto the sausage curb on the outside, which is definitely not pretty. You want to stay off that completely. As onto the next straight, we are going to get ourselves another hiding by our chief rival, Zhou Guan Yu. We cover the inside, but he goes round to the outside and just drives clean past us. We tried to fight him around the inside, but the Alfa Romeo's just got the move done. Now we got Latifi to fend off. Honestly, if we get overtaken by Latifi, then it really is game over for us in terms of our race. This man, he might have topped FP3 in Hungary, deliberately holding back pace and all that rubbish. He may be the king and whatnot, but Latifi is probably the slowest driver on the grid in F2 at the moment. As we come round now into my least favourite section of any track ever, Latifi setting us up for a move. It's the end of lap 6, and we've gone from making 3 places down. We have a horrible exit out of that corner, and that's going to set Latifi up quite well. And look at the traction that he's got straight from there. And the move is done way before we even get to the start-finish straight. And that's it. That's it for us. We genuinely don't have any pace. Yeah, we're trying to keep focus, but it's so disheartening right now. And across 2 laps, we lose about 5 seconds to George Russell in the Mercedes. Yeah, he's a Mercedes, but it's genuinely one of the slowest feelings I've had. And this is a track where I really needed those upgrades, and I really didn't need the patch that happened earlier on, I think it was Monday last week. But here we go then. On lap 11, Russell actually came into the pit, so we're still P19. And we've dropped about 4 seconds back from Nicholas Latifi. I think our fate is more or less sealed in this race.
Update on the car, the gearbox is damaged. Gearbox is damaged. You'll likely find gear changes slower than normal.
Oh, for f***'s sake. Now my gearbox has failed. Could this get any more worse. Oh, this has been... Saudi Arabia was painful. Saudi Arabia was painful because I crashed out of a potential podium thanks to Carlos Sainz, and then Hamilton put us out of the race. Now, like, look at that, I'm genuinely trying to change gear, but I can't.
9 seconds.
And we're going to have to do, with the rest of the race, with a broken gearbox, we're going to end up over 2 laps down. So, unless this thing resolves itself by the end of this lap, I think we're going to have to retire. Perez comes round, and you see for that, look at the speed differential that he's got. It'll be so easy for Checo to overtake us. And I don't think we're even going to bother fighting him. I know we're a little bit stubborn in terms of not wanting to give up the place. But our gearbox has failed. I genuinely can't change gear. Because the wear is on 81%. Probably should have taken a penalty, but we wouldn't have made much of a difference anyway. And now we've got underfloor damage. This race literally cannot go any worse. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Mark, this is not what I need right now! Fix the bloody gearbox! Oh my god. But honestly, we dropped back about 5 seconds now from Checo thanks to this gearbox. That's it for us. That's it for our race. So we're going to come into the pits at the end of this lap and to retire the car. Oh, from Fernando running into us, to dropping down the field, to the gearbox failing. This probably rivals Imola as being our worst race yet. So that's it for us. That's the end of the race. I don't have any more highlights after that because that was it.
How do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team.
You need to sort this out, Cody's. It's like a Formula 1 team getting an upgrade that somehow makes them go slower with this patch. Seriously. And it's made Spain just unbearable to drive. Piastri finishes 13th. Zhou Guanyu still finished. So that's gonna kill us in terms of our rivalry with Zhou Guanyu. I mean, between that, we were just a first corner incident away from being a complete disaster. Oh wait, no, that was in Imola. With Lando DNF'd. I still have 3 points finishes, but Piastri is still ahead of me in the points tally. Our sponsor goal is only to get 25, so not expecting us to, you know, finish high up the order. But I think we might have to turn the AI difficulty down because the patch has made the car worse to drive. And the next round is Monaco, which I am seriously dreading. And something else I've just noticed, +2, but I've only got 1 tick. Oh my god. 2 and 2 really makes 5 with this game. It's so broken now. And that has put us down. We are not going to get our third sponsor at the end of this race because our Team McLean has dropped down to 9th. 9 out of 10. And we got damage thanks to the rear diffuser. That's only get a 51 grand payout. We got plenty of money, but I want to invest in potentially in another department. I want to invest in more resource point generation, probably for the aerodynamic department, Or actually, I might need it for the powertrain, because the AI is just getting by stupidly fast. I suppose the only bright side of this episode is that I was able to stick within more or less closer to the 25-minute time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I think sadly with this episode I'm gonna struggle to get a poll out because I want to get this episode done quickly. Problem is with this episode it took me so long to record because I was trying to practice for my league race, which will have happened by now by the time this video goes out. So if you guys stuck around for my channel for that, thank you guys so much. It'll be happening every Sunday at 7:30, so make sure you stick around for that. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then do like and subscribe, and be sure to join my Discord panel to be part of framing this series. Well, I want to get your votes in for certain decisions, but I want to get this video back on track. So hopefully we'll get that done soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Spark, you've been Brill, and I'll see you guys for surviving Monaco. Bye bye.